Okay. Just wait until 7:01. All right. Looks like we're fixing to go live. Okay. Just wait until 7:01. Looks like we're fixing to go live. Okay. Wait until 7:01. I so need
some
to
feedback on that one.
I so need to fire my producer. She's already getting fired. We just got started. All right, let's go ahead. All right, y'all. What is up, guys?
What's up?
All right, just a quick intro of the topics before we get started. We're going to be talking about suspected Arizona child sex trafficking encampment. The media loses their mind over a mattress. Gay cake court ruling handed down. And, of course, the blockchain innovation of the week. And stick around for the mystery link, of course. My name is Daniel Wagner. You're watching Unframe of Mind, where we have uncomfortable conversations without a condom. And every day, I kind of like to sit here and do these shows and lob fiery balls of truth, reason, and evidence over safe room walls. That's just how we roll. That's what we do. So I've got a couple friends on with me today. I got my friend in studio here, Mr. Anthony Trewick from Tennessee for Families. He's the guy that gives us our mystery links every week to keep us fully entertained.
Entertaining as always.
Those have been some good ones. So welcome, Anthony, to the show. Also got my friend Vanessa. You can find her Twitter link down in the description. I'm not even going to try to say it. And we've got my other friend of the show, Rico. You got to say something because you're on a little tiny camera.
No, I did say something.
Okay, there he is. I see him.
Rico is coming live to us from Taco
Yes.
Bell.
Was my audio funky? I did say hi.
No, you're good. So 2 weeks ago, we had Rico coming to us live from a Wendy's Wi-Fi hotspot. That was a total, burnout disaster. This week, we've got Rico coming at us live from a Taco Bell Wi-Fi hotspot. So we'll see if this week turns out any better, and maybe he won't call out my mom for being horny in public.
And it's like we're plugging these restaurants, and these businesses.
I should get,
Okay,
what?
different.
Actually, you know what? I was about to say I should be endorsed by how I do all these like big podcasts, but check this out. I am endorsed. This soda was free.
Wait, you got a free soda?
I got a free soda for doing a podcast here. So Taco Bell.
Wait, are you serious? They encourage you to do a podcast there?
Oh yeah, totally.
Huh.
Yep. I think it's mostly because I eat here often. Nissan's right back there.
You on location next time at Taco
maybe.
Bell.
Yeah,
I can't imagine how that's going to go over sitting with tacos on our stomach for an hour.
So already from the chat, we need to make donations to get him an internet at home. So we're starting a donation drive for Rico to afford him some internet at home.
Tennessee for Families would be gladly to take on this project for you, Rico.
Yeah, you've got that on recording right now.
That's right.
Okay, well, good. Like, so I'm being straight. Like, I'd rather have air conditioning first.
We'll start with that. Good Lord. All right. So to get started with the practicing unsafe section is our quick lightning round that we throw at you guys just to kind of get you loosened up a little bit and get you all comfortable with talking to me, because everybody knows how fucking uncomfortable it is to talk to me. At any rate.
Not really. I've gotten used to it. So
It takes some, yeah. At first, you don't know what to do with it, did you?
no, actually, I did, and I was like, "What the hell is he talking about?" I mean, come on.
All right, first question. Shut up.
Sorry.
All right, do you prefer your mattress firm or soft?
Soft.
We got a soft one.
Very fluffy.
She wants her mattress where she can sink down into it and disappear for days.
Yep.
Yes, and I do.
That's awesome. How about you, Rico?
By mattress, do you mean male escort?
Look, my questions can be interpreted any way you want. This is all about you, sir. So do you like
my
male
mattresses
male escorts?
firm? Although I'm more of a couch surfer, so I like my couches firm and not love seats. There's no love in love seats.
How about you, Anthony?
Next song.
Taco Bell's gotten a hill.
Yeah. What did they put in your drink?
2 minutes in.
What did they put in there?
What are they putting there?
A firm mattress.
yeah,
All right. Yeah, I'm going to go with kind of a middle of the road.
Middle of the road.
Yeah. I want to be able to get up in the morning.
Nothing like a stiff bed to straighten out the back. You
I
know
heard
what I
that.
mean?
So while
Like
you
a stiff mattress to get, what? Never mind.
so while using that mattress, have you ever farted during sex? Dead silence.
Right.
I queef.
He said he queefed. Did it kill the mood? I mean, I gotta ask. Did it kill the mood or what?
It's family night. No, actually, no one heard the queef. I mean, I didn't queef.
No one heard it. Okay.
No one heard it.
Yeah. What about you?
I have.
You have?
Loudly. I mean, it's just an unforeseen thing that just kind of took place. Mother Nature took its course.
You're calm, relaxed. You're getting.
I'm all into it, and it's just like, oh, my bad. I mean, it did kind of kill the mood, and obviously, right so, but it happens.
I love the way he says it's. I love that he's like, it was unforeseen, as if he saw it coming on and let it happen anyway.
I did, yeah.
And friend of the show, Stacy Lace, she says she prefers hers with the second person on it. Her mattress, she prefers hers with a second person on it.
Wow.
Is that person firm or soft? That's the question.
That is the $1 million question.
That is the question.
All right. And this last question has nothing to do with the fact that Rico is okay. Does Taco Bell give you the runs?
Oh, good God, yes.
Sorry.
As I've gotten older, and I'll be honest with you, as I've gotten older, my stomach can't just take down the food that it used to, man. And it's just like, thank God I don't have far to travel, because if I did, I'm going to have to use the shitter at some point at a gas station. I'm not going to want to shit in. I mean, it's just one of those things where, I've just learned that you just kind of have to roll with it or just tough it out until you get home.
Oh my God. So
That's true. I agree. I definitely agree. I'm 35 and my stomach can't take anything that it used to when I was younger. But no, Taco Bell, luckily Taco Bell's been kind to me.
Thank goodness for that. All right, so we're going to go ahead and
they're paused. They look terrible.
Who is he talking to? Are we gonna have to
Rico?
Are we gonna have to mute you?
You know what he needs to do? He needs to go to McDonald's and the play place, and he needs to do the show in there from the ball pit,
right?
Like in the balls that are just nasty and dirt.
By the way, I can hear you now.
With this Wi-Fi and a bunch of little kids running around.
That would be completely the same as his music career was once.
Oh man!
Oh. Dang.
Oh.
I love you, buddy. I love you, buddy.
I love you too, brother.
All right, we're gonna move into the blockchain. Before we hit into our main topics, I want to go ahead and knock out the blockchain innovation of the
week. Hold tight, just real quick. Whenever I can't hear you guys, can you still hear me the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Word.
Yeah. So all the aimless moaning and weird sounds, we pick up all that.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's very.
All right. Next song.
All right, now. All right, so crypto blockchain innovation of the week. This is pretty cool. It's a little bit different than my normal flow of these things. I'm actually looking at the blockchain technology in crypto as a whole. In this case, I'm not looking at any specific one. Just the general idea behind it. Now this is about how crypto helps women escape the real patriarchy. I know we hear it here in the United States that we've got this massive, oppressive patriarchy keeping all the women down, but in reality, if you want to look at a real patriarchy, you want to look at more like Middle Eastern countries under Sharia law and that kind of thing. That's some real hardcore gangster patriarchy shit right there, right?
Yep.
So the way let me read this from coindesk.com. Afghanistan's patriarchal society deplores the autonomy of women. Families commonly object to their girls' employment, education, or any pursuit that could make their control over themselves or their interests louder. The Women's Annex Foundation encourages girls to think independently and discerningly through blog writing, software development, video production, and social media, and it gives them a platform to send their ideas to the world that both pays for them in Bitcoin and provides free web access in a safe place. So that's a way. I mean, you can't pay in the local currency in these cases. So the way that they're getting their opinions heard and their voices heard is through cryptocurrency and blockchain technology.
Right.
And it's really cool. I mean, this is just one of many stories I've heard of people like escaping from oppressive marriages, like arranged marriages where you got abusive husband or whatever. It's really incredibly difficult for women to take regular money or try to amass any amount of their local currency and be able to escape. But I've heard stories of women taking their Bitcoin earnings from side jobs and shit like that, and then eventually being able to pay their way out of that relationship. I was like, that's fantastic.
I did that in my previous marriage.
You got out of it?
Not with Bitcoin. I just stashed a bunch of cash and got the hell out.
Right.
It worked.
So you have the freedom to do that here.
I know.
If you had the vagina and you were in like one of those oppressive countries,
right?
Good luck.
Yeah, and for something like that, that's kind of groundbreaking if you think about it. Especially in the Middle East and in other countries like that. So that's big for them. Especially for women. So
it's amazing.
Right on. Let me read one more before we move on here. If you look at the country of Venezuela right now, if anybody's been keeping up with the Venezuelan socialist hellhole that they've been going through, the world's #1 resource for oil is also drowning in debt. They can't even afford to pay for their own shit. Anyway, the country with the highest inflation rate in the world, Venezuela. The socialist nation has experienced a swift fall in oil prices, throwing the entire economy into turmoil. Experts say that Venezuelan inflation could go as high as 1,600%, leaving many people without basic necessities.
Jeez.
Yeah. A 100 Bolivar note, once the highest denomination offered in Venezuela, is now worth roughly 2 cents. The country is printing higher denomination notes so citizens don't have to bring bags and bags of cash for transaction in stores, but this doesn't solve the issue of poverty. Yeah. So what I'm hearing stories of is people are really turning to Bitcoin and crypto to fund their families. They're taking payment in crypto, and they're sending say you escape Venezuela and you're working, say, in the US or whatever, where you can send your family Bitcoin or some kind of cryptocurrency, and they can use that instead of having to rely on their local currency in this case, which, as we just pointed out, has inflated to astronomical levels.
I think you actually sent me a link on Bitcoin or to create an account with them. I think it was 2 weeks ago. Oh,
that was for a social wallet. That was social wallet. Yeah, that was another form of cryptocurrency. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's just one of many amazing stories that I've been hearing about of people actually using this new technology to liberate themselves from some really difficult shit. So
that's got to feel good knowing you can do that now.
Yeah.
It really has to. Although I've never been in that situation, but it would be nice to maybe kind of hear somebody's input on that sometime, just kind of hear what they have to say about it.
Yeah. Right on. Yeah. You guys want to add anything before we move on?
I do have a question. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. As far as the rate of change for the cryptocurrency, it doesn't change.
Yeah. You talking about the overall price?
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, in comparison with the U.S. dollar, all the prices of basically all of the crypto right now are fluctuating, and it looks like it's wild inflation, deflation, back and forth, up and down. And if you compare it to the U.S. dollar, the U.S. dollar looks pretty stable, at least for now. But if you look at, like I said, Venezuelan dollars or other currencies that are super hyperinflated, or ones that do inflate and adjust in price even more than the current crypto market, then yeah, it starts to look like a pretty attractive option. That makes sense.
So yeah. So I'm sorry. So like my question was, I didn't pose it right. I'm sorry. So in Venezuela, it won't change over there, right? It's just it's not, I guess, shitty rate of change as their dollars are. It would be more comparable to like a standard, like let's say our what we're at.
Yeah, so Bitcoin's worth what Bitcoin's worth, regardless of where you're at in the world. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
It's basically, if you go on the exchanges, if I go on to Coinbase.com and I want to purchase a Bitcoin, and I think it's around 7,600 right now, last time I checked, it's going to be $7,600 whether I'm here in the United States or I'm over there in Venezuela. It's all
awesome.
over the internet, So it remains, what we're seeing, they're seeing. It's global. It's a global.
That's amazing. That's so cool. Okay.
Yeah. And it's decentralized, so nobody can control it. No government can sit there and print more to make it worth less, which is fantastic.
Right.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. Rico is skeptical as shit, so I'm going to move on.
You know what? Next song. But you know what? I do have some.
Oh, baby, let's do it.
All right. Ooh, who puts a mic right in front of their face? This is weird.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Hence why I'm not reading the paper.
I know. Anyway, I'm done with that.
By the way, I'm so jealous that he gets to go to like his studio. Like I'm at a Taco Bell. Like he's like, hey, I get to go to his house and hang out.
Yeah, but you got room and you're not like sweaty and hot. I got to sit next to this big old ragamuffin here, and our knees are touching, and it's like
he's got to think about me touching him for some reason. Last time I got back
first of all, you say I'm not sweaty.
From the airport, came to the show, and you were like freaking out because I was touching you.
No, I'm okay.
I didn't get touched during security at checkpoint. I was not touched. I was not violated.
So you were like looking for some kind of violate. Okay, all right. Make that happen.
Looking for it.
We'll make that happen for you before the end of the show.
That's going to be on a totally different program. Yeah, I promise you that.
Stay tuned for the after show on YouTube. On
Hey, I know you watch. Sorry.
Not careful.
All right. Speaking of cake.
Yeah.
Speaking of cake. You guys hear about the? Did you guys hear about the gay cake court ruling that was just passed down? You heard about the story from before, where the gay guys tried to go into this Christian baker and they tried to buy a cake, and he turned them down because he's against gay marriage and it's a violation of his religious rights. Before you comment, let me read this here. The U.S. Supreme Court ruled Monday in favor of a Colorado baker who refused to make a wedding cake for a same-sex couple, but the 7-2 decision was on the narrowest of grounds and left unresolved whether business owners have a free speech right to refuse to sell goods and services to same-sex couples. All in one breath, because I'm the man. At any rate. So that's kind of what I'm looking at the story going, okay, wait a minute. So there seems to be this hierarchy of things going on here. Like we've got the gay sex, we've got gay marriage, we've got Christian beliefs, we've got free speech. It's like, and I think it sounds like the Supreme Court is trying to figure out which one is more important than the other one and which one shouldn't we violate before we violate. It's like so complicated for no damn reason.
What I don't understand is, and I'm going to chime in on this, okay? So first of all, it doesn't bother me if I'm selling a product, if you're gay, straight, whatever. I'm going to sell it to you.
As long as you're buying
Christian based, yes. It's just my business is to make money. And I'm not going to sit there and this guy had a right to turn down anyone that he sees fit. And, they talk about that. But me, I just don't understand why, if you're not, if you go to a guy who makes cakes and he refuses your services for his religious beliefs, why can't you just respect that and move on?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Why? You want us to, of any demographic, they want to be respected. Am I not correct? Well, show the same respect in return. That's the bottom line is if we have something politically or even religious beliefs that we're against, respect them and move on. I think that's where the lack of respect amongst each others just doesn't seem to fall any, just doesn't fall into where it needs to be again, So I don't know. I've got mixed feelings on this. I think that, everybody should be entitled to, cater to whoever it is they want to sell their product to. Yeah. Rimshot, please.
I love that entitled and catered to means the same thing to you.
Yeah. But to me, it's just, I think it's also a personal standpoint on where you're at with things. And for me, I would not care less. If you're gay and you want me to make you a cake, I'm going to make you a cake. Just because I don't believe in same-sex marriage doesn't impact my life one way or another. I'm not going to go to hell if I bake a cake
for making a cake.
For a
now imagine you go to the pearly gates. You're sitting there before St. Peter or whatever. You're going over your list of atrocities and things you've done in your life and the good things.
Oh, that cake is way on top of that list. Let me tell you.
Like, well, Mr. Trawick, everything looks fantastic. Wait a minute. What's this? You didn't sell a cake to a gay couple?
No, I did.
Oh, you did.
I did.
I
did. Now the gates of hell have now opened. No, wow. Look, for me, it's just, I don't know. It's a respect factor. If somebody, declines to do something for you, simply just move on and don't make it such a big deal. And, at the same time too, respect the man and his faith. If you want to be respected for your views and how you feel about things, then that's fine. I'm going to respect you.
Yeah, it's like nothing
just the common
screams
decency of just respecting another human being and what they believe in.
Yeah, it's like nothing screams. I feel like my personal life choices are way more important than your personal life choices, and I'm going to trample all over them to make sure that mine aren't violated. I'm going to violate yours to make sure mine are not violated.
Exactly. As I'm sorry, real quick. I'm gay. I do plan. I have a partner, and we definitely.
Oh dear, right? I had no idea.
Speaking of that list,
it's almost like I had no idea when I brought you on for this subject.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I definitely, plan on marrying my partner, and I couldn't care less. I mean, if somebody were to deny us a cake, I wouldn't put it on the news, or there's more important things, we just move on. And like Anthony was saying, you have to respect the other person as well. Not everybody's going to be on your side or what have you. I don't mind. That's, being gay is my own. It's not a choice, but it's my own life.
Yeah.
I don't expect everybody to be okay with it, And I live in a town that's predominantly hardcore Catholic, so it's not really that accepted as it is here. So I mean, I guess I grew up with it, but even still nowadays, it's just whatever. I 100% agree with him.
So let me ask you something. One second. From the comment section, Mike asks, did the cake maker say I declined because you're gay, or did they say no, can't do it? From what I understand, that they were the guy.
Beliefs.
Well, the guy had religious beliefs, and he said he would be, or whoever the baker was, said that they would be willing to make them cookies, brownies, cakes, even, but when it comes to a wedding cake, because that then is where it starts. It wasn't a discrimination because you're gay. It's a discrimination more so because my beliefs don't support gay marriage, and I'm not going to support that behavior.
Right.
It's like my wife asked me to go down to the store and buy her a pack of cigarettes. I don't agree with her choices. So I tell her, no, you go buy your own. I'm not going to support that, even though it's still our money regardless. But I'm not going to personally be the one to support that decision. And I think it's kind of the same thing in this case. I mean, and they're entitled to, right? I guess the question, I'm sorry, you were saying.
No, I was going to ask Vanessa, do you think that it's all individual based on how they, I guess, perceive each situation. And see, I had no idea that she was. So I'm actually going to enjoy this. But do you think that it's just individually based on how they take this sort of situation completely out of context, when they could have, like we have all have discussed now, they could have just moved on to somebody else who would have done a cake for them? I mean,
I think so. It's and I hate to throw it to put it this way, but it's like the whole, I guess, the gender identity or what have you, the whole how do I put it? I guess, and I hate to say it like this, but it's just liberals nowadays. I guess they take things way too hard, and me, I mean, I'm a free spirit. I don't think I fall into either category, liberal or conservative, but I mean, it is on an individual basis. I know, a lot of my friends or people that I talk to would definitely take it, up the ass if somebody were to say, like, no, I'm not going to bake you your wedding cake. I know my partner, she wouldn't care. So I definitely think it's on an individual basis.
But I've also kind of wondered too if the cake, well, they actually call themselves artists, is from what I've read. So if you are a cake maker and I came to you and I'm straight and I told you that it was for a wedding, and obviously, we see, different points of view, would you still make me a cake? I mean,
oh yeah, definitely. I'm not anti, hetero or anything.
No, but what I'm asking
as like from a money standpoint or from a business standpoint, I would definitely make that cake.
But it's individual based is what I'm saying. You don't have a problem with it. So even if you did, you could always approach it and say, well, that's just not something that I do. But hey, I've got somebody that can help you out, make you a cake. It can look.
Oh yeah, I would definitely be helpful.
Yeah,
there are options to do that.
To that point, Are You Watching W says it was a crusade, and I did hear that they actually went to a lot of bakers to try to find one and seek one out that was going to turn them down. They went through a bunch to try to.
Yeah,
they were looking.
Well, if you're looking for it, yeah.
Yeah, that's when I'm just going to have to shoot you down and just you're what you're doing is pointless, and why are you wasting people's time?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, what other court cases could have been processed through?
Exactly.
While we're dealing with this
that
dumb
irritates
bullshit.
the hell out of me, that people deliberately go out to seek problems when there's none to be had.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just gets under my skin.
Or they have a point, or they have a point to make, so they're going to go out and try to find that one instance where they're correct. Find that one guy that's the super devout Christian. And here I go even a step farther. I might be way outside the box on even from you guys on this.
Right.
I feel like if I own a business and I want and I say I'm a racist, I don't serve black people. I should be within my constitutional rights to turn down whoever I want to and do business with whoever I want to. I think I should be able to discriminate against however I want. I mean that.
Well,
it might. I mean, it sounds crazy, but if the reason I'm saying that is because
you're kind of walking on thin line there, because it is discrimination to an extent, but also at the same time too, it's you do have that right. It is a form of free speech, so to say, but. What is your intent behind that if you didn't want to serve black people?
The reason I'm saying that is because, in a free society, say in an anarchic society,
right,
you're not going to have a nanny state standing over everybody, making sure everybody plays along nicely. Right. Now, the free market will take care of those guys. If I come into a neighborhood and I'm a racist and I don't serve black people, guess what? My profit margins are going to show that. My reputation is going to precede me. People don't like that shit, so they'll go tell all their friends, "Hey, this dude down here is a racist. He don't serve black people. I'm not going to go, attend his business. I'm not going to go go up there and buy anything from him." And guess what? That guy will eventually go out of business. It's plain and simple. It's so simple. I mean, let people be who they are. If they're a racist, if they're a sexist, let them be that. It'll become plainly obvious to everybody, and people who agree with it, they'll go shop there. And if there's enough of a customer base, then I guess they'll stay in business. If not, don't shop there.
You're kind of mixing your personal feelings towards a particular race or gender or whatever it is, and you're not going to cater to them. Yeah, I love doing that. But why would you hurt yourself financially by doing that?
See, now I wouldn't. I'm smart enough to know
that work ethic and personal, kind of feelings that you have towards people individually.
Right.
I have problems and I don't like certain things in life, but I don't let it make the decision for me.
Yeah,
I
mean,
make the decision off of an ethical standpoint of what's right.
So you've got the mental power to differentiate between the two and bite your tongue and say, well, I don't agree with that guy, but I'll serve him anyway because it's money, which is fine. That's okay too. I don't care. The thing is, my point is, I guess I just don't care.
I mean, you may not care, but then obviously, if you look in society today, a lot of people do care. So it's just,
and that's my point.
Right.
A lot of people do care, therefore they won't shop there.
Well, that's just,
and that guy will go out of business. It's that simple.
Right. I mean, he's
really
going to go out of business, but then why would you open up any kind of store in that area if you're against black people? You kind of contradict what you're trying to do.
Right. Again, he wouldn't even do it in the first place.
Right.
So for and that just lends even more to my point that, we don't have to have a big old law over everybody saying, okay, now get along, his rights. So then you get, your rights are more important than your rights. And, his religious rights are more important. You don't have to do this. You don't have to have this complicated Supreme Court ruling saying that
the Supreme Court didn't want to have anything to do with this.
Right. And when you look into the details, you're looking at the fact that one of them was trying to bring up the argument, well, this is his art and therefore it's his free speech. He can, that's so fucking complicated and convoluted for no reason.
Okay. So let me ask you this. What's going to happen with videographers? What's going to happen with wedding coordinators?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're going to start going down a very long list of people that serve for weddings. Is this going to impact them whatsoever? I mean, that's one of those things that because of this ruling, there's really no clear, decisive answer on what's going to happen with other people who have businesses that directly tie in with weddings. So I don't know. That's going to be an interesting thing, I guess, from here on out.
All right, so yeah, I'm trying to decide which comment to read here.
Read them all.
Yeah. So are you watching? Says the closet racists are best served by the law. Now the closet racists are best hidden by the law. You want to expose them to the free market. You'll figure out who they are real quick, and you won't do business with them.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see. Mike says, no, I would not want to know why someone denied me service, as I would give the person who wants the business my money. It's exactly right.
Right.
Give the person who wants you there your money.
Right.
And that's an incentive for them to treat you well.
But that's when you start putting your, and this is where I have a hard time with this. You don't want to mix your personal feelings towards things when it comes to your business.
Ideally, you
wouldn't want to do that. But at the same time, too, you can keep those things to yourself, as I mentioned. And if you don't agree with this particular situation, I can sit here and say, well, I may not be able to help you, but I know somebody who can, and move them to somebody who's able to,
and most intelligent people will be able to differentiate the two and service people that way.
Right.
I just don't feel like you need a gun in the room to solve this dispute.
That's
all I'm saying.
Well,
that's
what
the law
looking for, that's
what the law is. And then it creates situations like this where people are trying to use the gun of the state to force their beliefs on somebody else. And it's that simple. If you got a gun that can be used as a tool and there's a gun in the room between us, that's not a negotiation. That's a shakedown. That's what that is. And that's what this situation was. It was a shakedown all the way.
I think we lost Rico.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. His Taco Bell connection wasn't good. He may have to go to Wendy's.
All right. All right. Let's see. Boy. All right. So I'm gonna move on to the next subject before we run out of time here.
Right.
So just I don't want to make this a too long of a topic here, but you guys heard of Scott Pruitt, the head of the EPA that Trump put in charge of the EPA lately?
Trump goes through so many people in his administration. I've just lost track.
Right. I understand. So listen to this. So recently he's been on the hot seat because he was interested. He stayed in a Trump hotel, and he was interested in one of the mattresses because it was really comfortable. He wanted to buy it. I don't know why he wanted to buy it. I don't really care. Whatever the case was,
it was gold.
He liked the mattress and wanted to purchase the mattress. So he had his aide inquire as to how he could go about purchasing the mattress when the hotels go to, change out their stuff or whatever.
Who does this shit?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter because that's weird.
It may be, but whatever. If he wants the mattress, let him have the I don't care. So that's just the thing. Who gives a shit is the problem. But the mainstream media apparently really gives a shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
They
really
care.
I want to know.
Like, no, listen to this though. So Vanity, there's just a few headlines. Vanity Fair. Why is Trump's most corrupt minion obsessed with used mattresses? That's not biased at all. All right. Washington Post. Scott Pruitt had aide do various personal tasks, included hunt for used Trump hotel mattress. Mother Jones says Scott Pruitt is sleeping great these days on a Trump mattress. Like, okay, so
the media has got nothing else to talk about but a guy looking for a Trump mattress.
And people on Twitter,
they run out of stories to talk about because the Russian collusion is just not going anywhere.
Yeah, pretty much. So check this out. So on Twitter, they're saying, what type of douchebag uses American taxpayers' time and money to buy a used mattress? Can't you afford a new one? I'm sure you've embezzled enough money. Hey, Mr. Pruitt, what do you want a used Trump Tower mattress for? Millions of people are dying to know. And while we're on the subject, stop spending my fucking money on your office decor.
The question, was he after that particular mattress, or just after the brand?
The type of mattress? I don't know. And honestly, I don't care enough about this story, aside from making fun of the mainstream media for caring about it, to have looked into the details of it. I don't care. They are so tore up that a government official might be misspending some taxpayer money by paying an aide to go find out.
I don't know what's worse, this or when CNN did this whole story about, Trump eating McDonald's and drinking, was it Diet Coke or Coke?
Yeah, it was Coke. Yeah.
It's
the same shit.
That's low where you've got to really start nitpicking everything that somebody does to make it a story. And it's funny. It's how they sit there and they're just like, they on that, what is it? The Fox News. Well, Fox doesn't do it, but CNN special report. And all of a sudden we're talking about hamburgers from McDonald's. And I'm thinking, I just burnt 5 minutes of my life watching this dumb shit.
Exactly.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, and I think people are smart enough to realize that the mainstream media is running out of ideas. They're losing steam. they're losing money like crazy.
But my question is, who is the audience that believes this stuff?
Oh yeah, you know what?
Because let me explain to you.
Hillary supporters.
Right. You can go over to Fox News on Facebook, and this is something I encourage people to do.
Sorry. Mike says, "Is it the Stormy Daniels mattress?"
Oh God,
good
please.
Question.
So
good
it
question.
better be.
If that's the case, then I'm totally going to get into the story. Now I'm interested.
Oh man, we got to look into that one. No, my thing is, damn, I just lost track where I was going.
Just about Facebook and stuff.
No, you go over to Fox News, you look at their Facebook stories, you look at all the likes and comments, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got 15, 20,000 people liking it, commenting. You go over to CNN, you got 800 likes, 500 likes. And I'm just like, yeah, you're seeing a decline with CNN because I think a lot of people from the left and the right are realizing a lot of the horse shit that they're feeding to people is not true.
Speaking of which, let me show you this. I noticed at the bottom of the Mother Jones article, they had a little clip here. It says they're fighting disinformation.
Oh, hang on a second. I'm gonna stop right here. You guys,
like Bed Bath and Beyond right there.
Yeah, the Bed Bath and Beyond shop, the collection, and it's a fucking bed with a hot woman on it.
She is pretty.
There has got to be some correlation with that. I mean, think about it. It's kind of ironic.
That's probably a targeted ad to me since I was taking a mattress into the search.
Oh,
that's how targeted ads work. That they don't have any control over.
I was starting
to confirm. Yeah. Anyway. So Mother Jones at the bottom of the article says, as President Trump and his acolytes ramp up their efforts to distort the truth and discredit the Mueller investigation, you can see how urgent our new priority to build a team focused on exposing disinformation will be. And then they say, please send us money because we can't. We don't make enough. Like, if you're fed up with the lies coming from Washington and proliferating on social media, then click out of this tab and quit listening and quit reading this article. Oh, sorry, I didn't say that. Help us push back with tax-deductible donation today.
Now it says we still need to raise about, is that 165,000 by June 30th?
Yeah, 165,000 by June 30th. So we can bring on a full-time reporter and a data scientist to dig deep on disinformation. Who's behind it? How it spreads and how we can counter it.
$165,000. That's a lot of money.
Hey, you got to pay. You got to pay people, man.
I guess.
Got to pay people.
You got to look for that mattress.
Yeah. So let me clear this up a little bit for you guys. And I know exactly why they're so tore up about this and why they're so, because he's Trump's guy.
Yeah.
So number one, he has led the Trump administration's efforts to dismantle President Barack Obama's expensive and ineffective climate legacy piece by piece. Number two, they also don't like the fact that just this week, Pruitt's team and the EPA revised a mandate on fuel standards that will make new cars significantly cheaper, maybe as much as $7,000 cheaper. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. You don't think those EPA regulations have an effect on the overall cost of the vehicles you buy?
It does.
Yeah. You know what? If I don't want to talk about it because that gives away too much. Sorry. Anyway, number three, under Pruitt, the EPA has announced it will no longer develop regulation based on secret science, meaning studies only the so-called experts at the EPA, but not the public can see. It's no, sorry, I rubbed that leg there, buddy.
Yeah.
It's called transparency, and believe me, the deep state in Washington hates that. So that's probably a few reasons why they're super interested.
Fishing for the map. Fishing for something.
Nitpicking, just like the previous story we talked about. That's exactly what's going on here. They're looking for whatever they can find to get this guy out. They do not like him at all.
It's a witch hunt, as everybody calls it. It's a witch hunt. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, I hate the term, and I hate that they keep throwing it out, but I mean, there is some truth to it. I mean, I hate to say it. There's some truth to it.
Yeah.
This stuff goes way back too. I was listening to a podcast earlier. This stuff goes way, way back. At any rate,
so moving on, we're talking about the child sex.
No, where did? Oh yeah. Sorry, I didn't folded the sheet before I was ready. So yeah. This is one of the reasons I wanted to bring Vanessa on here. She had reminded me of a story about the child sex trafficking camps found in Tucson, Arizona.
Yes.
Tucson, Arizona.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Let me just I'll let you tell us a little bit about what the story is there. I'll let you have the floor.
Sure. It was actually discovered a couple of days ago. Earlier this week by a group called Veterans on Patrol, which it's a group that basically just goes around and looks for homeless vets to see if they need any food or water or anything. And out in the desert, they actually ended up finding some makeshift underground rooms. One of the rooms had a septic tank that was kind of turned over. It looked like it was used as the bed. Well, for somebody to sleep in, a little kid. There was no ventilation except for just like a little hole. In that septic tank, there was like a leash with a lock on it. And above ground, they had found some rape trees. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with them, but they call rape trees. It's just trees with they have like straps fashioned with locks. They're made from just random straps or coaxial cables just hammered onto the tree. They're fashioned on different levels, different heights. So you have stuff from like 4 feet up on, to the higher, to like larger, I guess, human size. They found lube next to those rape trees. They found a bloody knife it still had blood caked on it. They had what else? Hair dye. Let's see. Children's toys, clothes, shoes, just strewn around. It just looked really odd, especially with the rape trees. And nobody in the mainstream media is covering it. The veterans are calling for volunteers to go over just to help because they found other areas as well. And they want people to discover what's out there before anybody else gets a chance to either get everything out of there or cover everything up.
Okay,
I got a couple of questions on that, but
let me finish up here, and you can ask them. Bring up the map if you don't mind, and I want to show you guys where South Tucson, Arizona, is located for some clarifications or kind of set up the rest of this, just so you're aware. It's pretty close to the southern border of the United States.
Absolutely.
Go ahead and bring up a clip. Let's see the snow. Go ahead and bring up the YouTube video first. We'll try that out from 0, and then I just want you guys to see this. I got a couple clips I want to show you before we move on to much more. You got to click the play button.
Prison cell. This is a prison cell. Only kids are being held down here. I can tell you exactly how. Come in. I remember this whole thing they built over to conceal this. And there's a plastic tube chamber in here where the kids are going in and out. I'll shine my light. You see a piece of wood, and it looks like that the wood gets slid down there, and the kids are crawling up. If you look down in there when they let them out,
yeah.
But there's different toys down there, little food bags. Well, you can actually stick it in pretty. And then that board's used to slide them up. Yeah. The only way, because they're not going to reach down in there and grab them. So I guess they're having them slide up. But this is all the way down there. A child's not going to be able to get out of here, small child. And you're not going to hear them scream. There are clothes. You're not going to see them from the sky. Our drone didn't pick this up.
Yeah, I can't watch no more of that.
Yeah. So that must be the septic tank that you're talking about that they had overturned. And I got to looking at that, and I'm sitting there looking at the opening.
It's so disturbing.
Yeah, that's not an opening the size for an adult. That's not. Now let me point this out to you. I'm going to play devil's advocate for a minute here. I don't even know why.
Why would you?
Well, listen to this. This is what the mainstream media is saying about it. You can bring up that Snopes tab if you don't mind. Snopes says it's a false story. Matter of fact, they're saying that, well, this is the local officers are saying that this is just a normal thing that they see it around a lot of the homeless shelters. Scroll down a little bit for me. Put it on the yeah. No, you're fine. No, so yeah. Scroll down just a little bit for me. So according to the Tuscan Police Department, the group stumbled into private property on May 31st. Let's see, but what they found is nothing more than an abandoned homeless encampment. That they're writing this off as just normal. They said homeless people they tie things to trees all the time to hang their stuff. They've always got some kind of little shelters they make. This is just normal everyday stuff.
So where were the I guess the facts come into play here? How would they know? I mean, they're making assumptions based off of what they're finding in, I guess, this makeshift bunker. And has people actually have seen kids?
Yeah, now that's the question. I don't know I don't think anybody was there when they.
So basically, we're just going off of the information we're being told by local officials.
Yeah, and to be fair, this is a developing story right now, so
not much to go off of. So
not much.
Well, I really can't say a whole lot. I really hope that it wasn't for children.
Go back up.
Absolutely. We do hope that it's not for kids, and that's, hopefully not. If it is, we need all hands on deck. I mean, we need this to be reported. We need not even mainstream media, because, there's shit, but we need all of America to know. I mean, if it is going on, it's sick.
All right, so here's what they said specifically. Lots of times people in homeless camps will use tether, straps, or cloth, anything to help hang clothing, food, or even trash to keep it off the ground and away from animals. You will see myriad types of things that they collect and use. There was a crib there that had a bunch of stuff in it along with other kinds of things, but there was no evidence of any human trafficking or any criminal activity in that area.
Yeah, until I can see some hard evidence on that, I can't really say one way or another, and I'm not going to give any more of my input on that.
So
because that's dangerous.
There's one more clip I want to play for you.
Okay.
Just to kind of give you a little bit of more, kind of what I saw, a little bit more air of what the hell is going on. That's fine. Mm-hmm. All right, so basically this is the guy kind of giving a little more background. You can push play when you're ready. Yeah, he's giving a little more background on what they've been experiencing while they've been there, and see if this clears things up for you.
The Hispanic community knows without a doubt that we're going to go out there and save their babies, because most of these children that are trafficked through these corridors, these families have to give up one of their child till they get to the other side, and they can pay the coyote the rest. And while those childs are in holding tanks, you end up with some sick pervert who runs rape trees like this, and then dozens of children are raped and raped and raped. Okay? Screaming in our deserts, on our side of the soil. Children are screaming out right now. Little children are crying underground, and we can't hear them. And they're doing everything they can to keep us bottled in. We're stuck. The most we can do is fly our drones. We've got 9 locations. We need searched in this area immediately, but we're trying to lock down the perimeter. We've got a cartel watching us. They keep invading, coming in, trying to dig up stuff. We got law enforcement standing down, but now they're out there trying to discourage people from coming back here. They don't want no one to come back here.
So I guess my question is, hearing his voice on this, it's almost like they have seen something that nobody else has.
Yeah, that's,
and he seems pretty passionate about this whole situation. So it to me, there's more to the story, obviously, and if it is developing, I mean, it's going to be one of those situations where we're just going to have to wait and see and find out. I really hoped, or I am hoping that it's not children. I really do.
Yeah, yeah, you and me both. I agree. It may turn out to be nothing, but I've been hearing about a lot of stuff going on the border. I've been hearing a lot of stuff going on with just in general, just the general area of pedophilia in general.
Yeah,
just been,
I mean, like I said, that guy, his reaction, everybody else has seen that clip just now, so it almost kind of makes you wonder. Like I said, they have got to have seen something.
All right, now take this with a grain of salt. Take this with a grain of salt, because I have not done my research completely on this. This is just completely what I've seen people saying about it, is that there is ties to the Clinton Foundation in this particular thing.
I don't even tread those waters.
Again,
it
goes deep though. That's another rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's definitely another rabbit hole. I'm probably not personally going to go down, but I know there's a lot of people out there that are real passionate about it, and they will try to find
simply because it's on the CEMEX property, and CEMEX was they were donors to the Clinton Foundation, and vice versa. We had something. George Soros had funded them as well, CEMEX. So it's just a lot of stuff. And I heard that it was tied into the six suicides and murders. The recent ones. The people who were tied into the John Benet Ramsey case. I heard it was tied into it was linked to that as well. That's another rabbit hole. I have not.
It's a lot.
But it's a lot. It's a lot.
Until I see it, until these videos come to light of what's actually down there, I'm not going to make a comment on it, because there's just too many situations where you have people telling you one thing and then come to find out later it was something completely different. And then,
oh yeah, definitely. That's why I'm like a big advocate, and just you got to research
right.
as much as you can.
With the news today being so finicky as far as what's truthful and what's not, you have to tread lightly when it comes to situations, especially when it comes to children. Pedophiles. I mean, that's a pretty big accusation to kind of be thrown around out there, to people. And so, yeah, to me, I've got to have facts. And if you've got videos, I'd love to see them, is what I tell people, just for my peace of mind that I know what I'm talking about and I know what's going on. I mean, I can find any empty room and claim that, somebody's been, eating bodies and cannibalism.
Yeah, absolutely right. Absolutely
I mean,
right.
you're going to believe me if I sound like I'm freaked out, I mean, it's convincing.
Well,
no, I mean, I'm playing the devil's advocate, as you were, and that's kind of where I'm going with this. Is you have to think that way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Fact of the matter though is that child trafficking is going on. That's the one thing that definitely needs to be focused on. Everything else is just details.
The hidden thing to my Facebook. Haley will see it, but I won't. She's having trouble bringing it up. All right, we're working on bringing up the mystery link before we wrap up the show here. So yeah, like I said before, I don't know. We don't know. This is still a developing story. If it's something you're interested in and want to find out more information, look it up. Do your own research, like always. Send it to my Facebook Messenger, and then Haley will catch it. Anyway, yeah, just do your own research on this stuff. As always, I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that everything I say is completely 100% true. It's just, I try to give you some information so you can work with it yourself, So at any rate, if this really does end up being what it is, I can understand. I hope not, but I can also at the same time understand the need for calling the dogs off and not having anybody get a hold of this story. I mean, this is kind of the same routine that keeps happening over and over and over again. We almost get a big story to break, and then it's like everybody just clams up. They don't want no part of it. Nobody's got the bravery to stand up and say, yeah, this is some terrible shit going on here. All right. Are you watching? Says, I feel you're reaching, dude, in the blue shirt. You're reaching, dude.
I'm reaching.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but you're reaching. It's because he's taller than me, so he's got them long ass arms, man. That's all it is.
They are.
Anyway,
we had to do the show sitting down this time because standing next to you, I look like a friggin' giant.
Yeah, and
so the size difference is crazy.
I'm totally emasculated by that, and I can't be having that on my show.
Sorry,
you know what I'm saying? So anyway, before we wrap up here today, I want to go ahead and bring up the mystery link of the week. This is a link that's been brought to you by Tennessee for Families. That's Anthony's organization. If you want to talk about it now, you can, or you can wait until afterwards as we're closing up the show.
No, I think I'm going to pass this time only because we're actually going to do a promo video for something we have coming up. So we're going to work on that after the show.
All right, that'll work.
And we'll get it up on the internet soon. So
that'll work. So let's click the link and bring it up on the big screen here, and we'll see what we got here. This better be good.
Oh, it's good.
Vanessa, I have not seen this link, and you have not seen this link.
I have not seen it.
You raise your hand and swear to God you have not seen this link.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about even.
Oh, okay. So just to be clear, every week we do a mystery link. You can go and bring it up. I'm not looking. Every week we do a mystery link. It's always some kind of weird story that's come about.
I love it.
Anthony sends me the link and I promote his thing. All right. So the mystery link. Okay. Liquid poo rains on woman and son sitting in car.
That sucks.
What? Where do you find this shit?
It's raining men. I'm just playing.
Taco Bell.
That explains why you were coming up with those questions.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why you had poo on the brain. So the Canadian woman claims the feces shower, believed to have come from a passing aircraft, left her with conjunctivitis in both eyes. Oh my God.
Oh God.
I never want to hear about people ever saying they've been shit on before because they actually have.
So in British Columbia, it's sprayed with liquid poo.
That's just
Susan
a shitty
Allen
day
said that
overall.
on May 9th, she and her adult son were sitting in a car at a stoplight when the feces came pouring in through the sunroof. This is why I don't use sunroofs. That exactly right there. Right there.
Like, what are the odds of that going to happen to you, you know? Oh, wait, it did.
While we were sitting there, our car was inundated with liquid poo falling from the sky. Allen told Global News California, I had it on my face and down my shirt, my entire car, and the vehicle beside us were all covered in it. Oh, so he cares about himself. He's not worried about the guys in the other car.
I tell you what,
Jeez,
this kind of turned into a shitstorm.
Selfish Oh boy.
On that one. I want to see the poo. Come on.
The actual sensation of crap hitting their skin was something Travis will never forget. First, he said he felt a cold sensation hit the side of his face and shoulder. And then the smell hit my nose. He said, I almost vomited. Man, I'm glad I could be the one to bring these topics to people.
You know, it's funny. Not only does it bring it up in the lightning round question, farting in bed, Taco Bell runs. This story. I'm giving you hints.
I know.
Man.
I figured that's what was going on. I'm never letting you help me with the lightning round again.
No. This is the only. Well, I don't know. I've sent you some pretty good ones, but yeah, this right here is no.
Yeah,
I'm not going to do anything like this again. I just thought it was funny because of the headline.
So go down a little bit. I
video.
I want to see the. I want to see the.
There's a video.
Okay. All right. Everybody sees.
We got to watch the video.
We got to watch the
video.
video.
We got to watch the video. Let's play the video.
Oh, it's the news story.
We're parked at this very intersection as they watched the liquid cover their vehicle and fall all over them.
Car was just inundated with poop. It was falling from the sky.
Pause it.
You could feel the drop.
First of all, she just looks like the type of woman that would be the one to get hit with poo.
Right?
That story for the rest of her life.
Oh my God. No. Play it.
Go ahead.
Drops hitting you. It kind of felt like we got a dump truck full of mud dumped on top of us. When I looked up, there was nothing above us but a plane flying. It had already flown a little bit past, obviously, and you could still
keep falling
see
on
light
my head.
things falling from coming through my sunroof, because my sunroof of my car was obviously.
Somebody hit the wrong flush button on
and
the
I started
airplane.
crying. I'm like, I'm covered in poo, and it's human poo, right? She said, yes, it's human poo. And I was like trying to hold my shirt away from me. So my son sprayed me off. I sprayed him off. We sprayed the vehicle off. It almost looked like wheat, splattered wheat, and it was gray. Bird poop is white and black. It would have taken 1,000 flock of birds to fly over all at once to cover my car as much as it was covered. went to the
Flock of
doctor.
seagulls.
He did,
Love them.
swipe on my eye. He told me that I did get feces in my eye.
Oh,
Thought the burn in my eye would be from a chemical called liquid blue that I'd never heard of from before. And he said it's something they put in the toilets to emulsify the
oh.
business.
I'm telling you, all right, go ahead and stop it. I'm
Stop
telling
it.
you right now, somebody
She gets back in.
47 went in, took a shit, and flushed it, and somebody didn't hook up the tank up underneath that plane, and it just all hell broke loose. That was a shitty day for them. I kind of
Huh. Wow.
I
Shit
want to see.
happens.
I want to see what their explanation is. Is there an explanation for this?
Yeah.
The spokeswoman for the airport, there it is, told Fox
Ah.
News that as of Monday, there is no connection to an aircraft as Transport Canada's investigation is still ongoing.
well, shit.
Bullshit.
I feel like they should compensate me for the injury. Oh, wow. I guess that would be
Injury.
something you would want. Well, she got conjunctivitis.
She got,
in her.
yeah.
I'm sure she had to pay some money to her health insurance to get that covered. What if it had let go in a big chunk? What if it went through my son's head and killed him? That's actually not a bad point. What if it came through my head and killed me? Oh, well, now you're just getting selfish, lady.
The Pope.
It is not going to kill you. Well, I don't know.
If it came down in a chunk, man, I mean, if you drop a penny off,
That was like a missile
off
coming
the-
at
yeah,
you.
yeah. If you, oh
How
my
would you? I mean,
Uh,
can you imagine their? I'm going to be morbid here for a minute. Can you imagine their funeral? How do you?
The obituary and the newspaper.
No, take it off. Take it
You
off
know,
the
I wouldn't even know what to say to that. Like, anybody want to come up here and speak on
screen.
behalf of deceased?
like you would
I'm
you would have a room full of silence. Nobody is going to come up and
That
speak to
is
that.
going to
Open
be the best
casket.
comedy show that I would ever attend. I'm telling you. I mean, shit's going to hit the fan, literally.
No, I don't want to be the first one to say that she was a shitty person, but anyway.
It happens,
Mhm.
obviously. So yeah,
At
there
any
you have
rate.
it.
Well, that was fun. That was fun. Just keep them coming, and we'll go ahead and
Rico
That was a good
has missed
story.
all the show tonight.
I know.
Yeah.
That was a good find, Anthony.
dirty dog.
Yes,
It's all good.
it was
It's
great
all
talking
good.
with
So,
you, Vanessa.
if you guys enjoyed the show, please be sure to hit that subscribe button. And I can't grow unless I have you guys sharing and telling your friends about it. So if you could do me a huge favor
You can
and
grow if you had yourself a firm mattress and a cake in the bed.
I love you, buddy.
We just had a
Mhm.
I love you.
love you.
Okay. Anyway, so if you could do me a huge favor and share the show with just two of your friends and just send it to them, give them a shout out, say, hey, check it out. This guy's show is, really disgusting and you probably don't watch
It's
it.
a shitty show,
Probably don't watch it.
literally.
This is a really shitty show. Okay, the last one was a really shitty one, but the other ones are good. The other ones are good. So if you also want to be a guest on the show, make sure you head over to unframeofmind.com and click the big old button that says be my guest and fill out the form. And
Every
I'll be
time
glad
I
to
hear
have you
"Be
on the
My
show.
Guest," I think Disney. Be my guest. Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah.
gonna
Don't give me
I'm not
copyright
gonna-
infringement now. And if you want to support the show, in any way, you can head over to unframeofmind.com/support.
And I tell you what, to be a guest on the show, we have a lot of fun. I mean, I've always had a great time being on and talking with you and the other people, and it's just nice to have a conversation and nobody getting upset with each other. So it's-
Right.
different points of views has always been great. So.
Yeah, and I really do take painstaking attention on making sure that the people I have on are people that are I've already engaged with them in conversation in some fashion or another, and I know that
Right.
they have the capacity to be respectful, whether we disagree or not. And that's kind of what I'm looking for. I just want people that can be respectful, disagree with each other, and still be friends. Still be able to to talk. And I think the world needs more of that.
Yep, it
Needs more of
does.
that.
So
All right, I appreciate you guys for coming on. Thank you, Miss
Thank you.
Vanessa, and thank you, Mr.
Daniel,
Anthony.
Anthony.
Sure, always
Thank you
pleasure.
guys.
Vanessa, pleasure to meet you.
All right.
Likewise. Thanks.